The Supreme Court of India has ruled that singing of the national anthem is not mandatory in cinema halls, which has been a habit all across India. In fact, before a movie, there was the use of playing the national anthem. The Apex Court of India made the amendment in its earlier verdict, where it had previously made the national anthem mandatory. The bench, headed by the Chief Justice Deepak Misra, left playing the national anthem on the discretion of each cinema house. The court said, and here we quote, "Why do we have to wear patriotism on our sleeves? People go to cinema for undiluted entertainment and to ease out. Tomorrow, someone may say people should not come in shorts and t-shirts in cinema halls as national anthem is played there. When would this moral policing stop?" The Supreme Court had mandated movie theatres to compulsorily play anthem on November of 2016. Moviegoers were therefore required to stand up in respect of the national anthem. This order of the highest court in India drew widespread criticism from liberals. The Indian government had then formed an interministerial committee to frame new guidelines while asking the Supreme Court to reconsider its earlier order.
संशोधन केवल इतना किया है कि इंटरिम ऑर्डर में, जिसमें ये था कि सिनेमा हॉल में बजना मैंडेटरी है, सिनेमा हॉल में नेशनल एंथम, वो उसको चेंज करके ये कहा है कि डायरेक्टरी है, जिसको बजाना चाहे वो बजाएं। लेकिन ये भी उसमें क्लैरिफाई किया है कि अगर राष्ट्रगान बजता है तो उसमें उसको रिस्पेक्ट देना है एंड यू हैव टू स्टैंड विथ विच इज़ मैंडेटरी दैट यू हैव टू स्टैंड, एक्सेप्ट विद जस्ट एक्सेप्शंस की कोई डिसेबल है तो वो रहेंगे। हमारे जो सुझाव थे कि प्रिवेंशन ऑफ इंसल्ट ऑफ नेशनल ऑनर एक्ट 1971 में लैक्यूना है, वो लैक्यूना फुलफिल होना चाहिए। वो जो कमेटी बनी है उसमें उनका मैंडेट है कि जो भी अमेंडमेंट रिक्वायर्ड है वो करेंगे एंड नेक्स्ट 6 months में करेंगे और हम अपना रिप्रेजेंटेशन उसमें देंगे।
And joining us on this story, we have our political editor, Kartikeya Sharma. Kartikeya, good evening, and thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. I will quote the Apex Court of India, questioning when will this moral policy come to an end. This is pretty much of a strong statement coming from a court, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good evening, Daniela, because the issue is that this is not the first time that an experiment like this has happened in India. During 1960s, when Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Prime Minister, a similar experiment took place. But that was the time when India was fighting its third war, the first in 48, then with the Chinese, and then again with the Pakistani army. But nonetheless, you know, the whole issue is that there's a difference between nationalism, patriotism, love for one's country, and commitment towards one country. And a lot of people felt that, you know, those who oppose it, saying that, you know, when you go for entertainment, you don't need to go up, to stand up and prove your credential as a nationalist, because there are other ways of doing it. You know, commitment towards sanitation, hygiene, helping other people, speaking softly is also part of the nation making. You know, just to stand up and sing a song doesn't make you patriotic. But then I think that sometimes, you know, discourse in public becomes so rancid that even a different opinion is taken as taken as a position which is not healthy towards your state. But it makes me very happy to say that at least the lawmakers have not taken a nuanced stand. At least courts have demonstrated the gumption and intellectual tenacity to articulate this position.
Kartikeya, to put it in a little bit of a global perspective, when it was ruled that the national anthem should have been played in all cinema halls, so therefore requesting to all the viewers to stand up and sing it as it is used in India as a matter of respect for the national anthem. Many, especially from Europe, many commenters thought that this was a bit too much, because in Europe there is absolutely no forceful necessity of telling someone when to sing the national anthem. But also, in respect of national anthems, I think there is a different attitude between Indians towards their national anthems and people coming from Europe, like me, for instance. Could you explain that to us?
See, there are different cultural sensibilities. I'll answer your question with an example. You know, you have different rules when it comes to the flag. Flag is also a symbol of national honor. But in America, you know, you can make a short pant out of their national flag. You know, nothing is going to happen. You know, you can have your flag outside your house. But there were rules when India was born in 47. There were rules on national flag. You know, it was not given at that point of time that you had the liberty to, unfurl the national flag at that point in time. It had to go through long legal motions, and then came this right. So yes, there is a cultural difference, that there is a perceptual difference the way national, I would use the word totems or national emblems should be treated. But when it comes to the national anthem, my understanding is that it also demonstrated the way court also become vulnerable to political trend of that particular year or years or months. And I think the lower courts or the middle courts should refrain from getting influenced by those political pressures, because ultimately the job of the court is to decide what is constitutional and what is not, what is right, what is wrong, but not to make policies. What they did was they made a policy.